Hello, everybody. So today we're going to be doing a Yoga Nidra practice. And Yoga Nidra, for those of you who've never done it before, is a practice of deep relaxation. And just so we have more time for the practice, I'm going to not get into the thinking part of it too much, but the main thing to know about Yoga Nidra is that there's no way to do it wrong. And in many ways, I think it's actually easier than meditation because the point is no trying. So the point is to not have to put forth any effort whatsoever. So Yoga Nidra can be a really great practice if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling overly stressed or drained. There are many, many health benefits that you can read about, but it's been shown to lower blood pressure. It's been shown to reduce stress-related illnesses, and my belief is that most illnesses are stress-related. It definitely improves anxiety, improves sleep. And yeah, I remember when I found Yoga Nidra for myself, I've shared with many of you that I have a fair amount of baseline anxiety, or have in the past, and Yoga Nidra was a total game changer for me in terms of anxiety levels and in terms of improving my sleep quality. So Nidra, Nidra, just in case you want to look it up for yourself, there's many, many recorded practices online that are freely accessible. I've talked before about Insight Timer, INSIGHT, Insight Timer. They have many beautiful free Yoga Nidra practices. Nidra means sleep, and so Yoga Nidra means literally yogic sleep. And the idea with Yoga Nidra is not necessarily to fall asleep, although when you're first practicing Yoga Nidra, your body may just be so overly exhausted and tired. Many of us in this culture run on empty all the time, and so you may find yourself falling asleep. If you intentionally do not want to fall asleep, so many people will use this practice as a way to fall asleep at night. I have done that many times in the past. Or if you feel that kind of tired but wired feeling, and you know that you're somebody who does better if you take, a half an hour or 60-minute nap during the afternoon, and then you're re-energized, Yoga Nidra can be a great way to do that. Because I remember when I found this practice, there was no way that I could lay down and take a nap. My body was just way too wired up. But I did feel tired in the afternoon, and I did feel like I needed kind of a mind break. And I remember thinking, there's no way that I'm going to be able to calm down enough to rest or sleep. In fact, like, I would avoid resting or sleeping just because my mind was so busy. And I remember finding this practice and literally being shocked that I could fall asleep during the middle of the day. So it doesn't have to happen that way. You don't have to fall asleep. And, the ultimate goal of the practice is not to fall asleep. But I always say to people in the beginning, like, if your body falls asleep, you're just probably overly tired. If you are doing this in a group, or there's some other reason that you want to make sure you don't fall asleep, one easy technique to prevent falling asleep is that you can here, I'll show you on my body. You can, if you're laying down, so when you get ready for the practice, you're going to lay down. And the reason you want to lay down is we want your muscles to be as relaxed as possible. So holding muscular tension is going to prevent you from getting into this sort of dreamlike between sleep and wake state that people can get into with Yoga Nidra, and that's very healing and soothing. And so you want to be laying, the classical Yoga Nidra position is corpse pose. Oftentimes having a little something underneath your head, because you're going to be laying there for 30 to 45 minutes if it's that long of a nidra. There are shorter nidras online, but this one will be probably somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes. So you want a little something underneath your head. You don't want your head necessarily cranked up like that, but just something like a small pillow or a sweatshirt or something like that. And then the classical yoga nidra posture is to be on your back with your palms facing upwards and at your sides. And for the knees, if you have low back issues, to be supported. So you might like roll up a blanket, or if you have one of those yoga bolsters, you can put that underneath your knees. The total thing about yoga nidra is that you want to be as comfortable as possible. So, you want to be laying on something soft-ish, some people's bodies can tolerate, laying on a yoga mat for 40 minutes and you can be fine with that. But I don't know about you, but my body isn't so happy about that. So you can do yoga nidra in your bed. You can do it on a couch. You just want to be really comfortable. And, the classical yoga nidra posture is corpse pose on your back with your hands facing up. But if you're more comfortable on your side, or you're more comfortable with your palms like on your chest and on your belly, ultimately comfort above all else. So, I would say let go of what the classical posture is in favor of being more comfortable. You can do yoga nidra sitting up. So if laying down is your body doesn't like to do that, or it's not good for your body for whatever reason, or if you need to be with your head elevated in a recliner or something like that, that's totally fine. Be comfortable, support your body how it needs to be supported. Obviously, if you're sitting up, it's harder to let all your muscles relax. So that's the reason that more often than not, people will do yoga nidra laying down. But again, whatever your body needs is fine. You may want to cover your eyes up with anything really, like I'll often take like a dark colored t-shirt and just like roll it and like place it gently over my eyes. And you want the environment to be quiet, obviously, but most of us don't have total control over our environments. And so do what you can to be in a quiet place. Turn off your phone for sure if you can. What else? Yeah, and then just really getting it in your head that you can't do this wrong. There's no way to do yoga nidra wrong, and there's no way to do meditation wrong really either. But with yoga nidra, the idea really is that when the mind wanders, I'm going to be talking all the time. And so when you're choosing a yoga nidra, when it's not me, what you want to do is you want to listen for the voice. And if the voice of the person annoys you in any way, shape, or form, don't do that yoga nidra, because if it's grating on you, then you're just not going to get relaxed. Same thing, if my voice grates on you, do a different yoga nidra. And so I will be reading. I'll be reading the yoga nidra practice. This one in particular, I'm still learning how to create my own yoga nidra scripts. I'm not adept at that yet. So I'm using somebody else's yoga nidra script with some modifications that I've made. His name is Scott Moore, no relation to me, but just wanted to give him credit for that. So yeah, so why don't you get settled and get cozy and comfortable. Yoga nidra is a great winter practice because it's all about being cozy. And yeah, just get comfortable. Make sure you're warm enough. Oh, that is another thing about yoga nidra. Oftentimes the body will cool down, like pretty much almost always. And so the temperature that you're at now, just assume you're going to get a little chillier. So either have a blanket on you or near you. And again, classical yoga nidra posture is that nothing is touching your fingertips. So If you have a blanket and you want to pull it up underneath you so you're warm, and then have your fingers up. And then the thing you can do to prevent you falling asleep is to go like this. If you're, assume I'm laying down, I'm going to bend my elbow 90 degrees. And so my fingers would be pointing towards the ceiling with one hand. So my arm would be at my side with my elbow right at my waist. And then I'd be laying down and my fingers would be pointing towards the ceiling. And obviously why that works is like when you start to fall asleep, your hand starts to fall and then that wakes you up. So if you tend to be somebody who gets relaxed really, really easily and quickly, and you don't want to fall asleep, if you're using the practice as more of like an awakening practice, to go to deeper places of your consciousness, then rather than using it as a relaxation sleep inducer, you can use that way of not falling asleep. I think that's it as far as setup goes. So just get cozy and we'll get going. All right. All right, let's just start with some deep breaths. So you're lying down now. And experiment with your posture, like if your hands are cold, a lot of times I won't keep my hands outside the blanket because the coldness of the hands distracts me. So, in that case, if my hands are cold, a lot of times I'll put one hand on my heart and one hand on my belly, which I find soothing. So just play around a little bit with your posture and find a cozy spot. The idea with Yoga Nidra is that in the first few minutes, if you need to adjust posture, or at any point really, if you need to adjust posture because you're uncomfortable, do that. But the idea is the less fidgeting you do, the more easy it is going to be for your body and your mind to get into a relaxed state. So the idea is to try to avoid fidgeting once you've found a comfortable posture. And if you need to move for comfort's sake, do so, obviously. Okay. So we're going to actually start this practice today with some pranayama, with a breathing exercise. And his practice, Scott Moore's practice, is called Yoga Nidra for heart energy. All right. So get comfortable and start to take a deep breath in through your nostrils and then have a big vocal sigh out of your mouth. So big deep breath down into the belly. And then allow the whole body to sigh. Do that same breath again, big breath through the nostrils and send out a big sigh through your mouth. Do that a few more times. Good. Feel what's grounded underneath you. Feel your body lying down, or if you're doing the practice sitting, feel your feet. Take another big deep breath in. And as you do the outward sigh, soften your jaw. Relax the muscles around your eyes. And begin to breathe out slowly through your nostrils. So now you're breathing in and out through your nostrils, if that's accessible today. If you're stuffy or whatever, don't worry about it. Just breathe however you can breathe. And allow your jaw to be soft, almost like you're trying to open your mouth. You're just letting the jaw be slack, no tension in the jaw. If you are familiar with Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi breathing, start doing Ujjayi breathing. And so that's where you're breathing in through your nose. You're constricting the back of your throat so you get that kind of Darth Vader-y sound. If you don't know Ujjayi breath, don't worry about it. Just practice breathing slowly and deeply through the nostrils with a slight emphasis on the exhale. If you haven't already closed your eyes, I would invite you to do so. But as always, listen to your own intuition and body and what you're needing. I would strongly encourage you to not be looking at the screen while we're doing this practice. And, you know, for most people, you'll be able to go more deeply inward with your eyes closed. But, you know, if you have a history of significant trauma, or you feel scared when your eyes are closed and it feels better to keep them open, then listen to your intuition, listen to your own inner guide on that one above all, of course. If you're lying down, you may notice that if your knees are bolstered, your knees may just kind of like gently relax outwards a little bit. Just allow the body to be as comfortable as possible. Feel the earth and the ground beneath you. And keep that deep breath moving in and out, allowing the body to soften and relax. Just listening to the sound of my voice and keeping the rhythm of your breath going. As you're breathing, allowing the body to relax 10% more in each breath. Settling more and more deeply into the body, allowing the earth beneath you to support you. Feeling the body get heavier and heavier and more grounded. And now I invite you to imagine a bright white light originating at the floor of your pelvis. This is the perineum, or the floor of the pelvis. This is the root chakra, the grounding energy. This is the root chakra, the center of the energy in the body, called the Muladhara chakra. Be aware of the sensation at the floor of the pelvis. Be aware of the floor of the pelvis. Now envision that bright white light growing at the floor of the pelvis with every inhale and every exhale. As you inhale, I invite you to imagine that bright white light moving up the back of your spine, going directly to your heart, and then doing a turn at your heart. And as you exhale, that bright white light moves from your heart down the front of your spine, back down to the floor of your pelvis. So with each inhale, the bright white light comes up the back of your spine from the pelvis, hangs out at your heart, and then does a U-turn. And as you exhale, it cycles back down the front of your spine. With every breath cycle, you are causing your energy to expand from the grounded place of your pelvis into the expansive place of your heart. So breathing from the pelvis, bright white light moving up into the heart space, expansive bright white light in the heart space. As you exhale, the white light moves down the front of your body, back down into the pelvis. Keep your breathing slow and steady. There's no rush. We're not trying to get anywhere. You're simply activating something that already exists within you. Allow the energy in your heart to grow bigger and bigger with each pass of your breath. Your heart is growing bigger and bigger with each breath. After several passes of the breath, allowing the energy that is in your heart to begin to extend out, extending outwards to everyone around you, maybe in your immediate environment, in your home. And then imagining that this heart energy can extend outwards beyond your home, out into the city, countryside. So the light energy in your heart is expanding with every breath, every pass. It's coming up from the pelvis. And then as you breathe out, that light energy is expanding out from your body, out from your heart center. Slowly breathing up the spine, into the heart, and breathing out and down. Continue doing this slow breathing up and back on the heart. And simultaneously, there's also this bright white light from the heart that moves outward into the ether that connects all of us connected together, sharing this larger heart. Now, as you enter the meeting place of this collective heart, notice the first thing that comes into your mind as I invite you to think of a person or a thing or an animal or an object in nature, plant that you love the most in the world. That comes to mind. Notice the first thing in your mind. Allow the image or symbol of this person, plant, or animal to rest on the sacred collective altar of our shared heart. By giving it away, it does not diminish, it grows stronger. All beings are added to the sacred altar of the heart. Consider what you would do for that person or being that you love so much. Your heart is your greatest energy resource. It's the gateway to source, to everything. Your heart energy never diminishes. It never goes out. Sometimes we need to reactivate or refuel, but that is because we sometimes lose our connection with our own hearts, or it becomes clouded by other emotions. Nonetheless, the eternal heart energy is always there. This heart energy is our truest essence, our truest nature. So I invite you to get ready for our yoga nidra practice and get even more comfortable. If you need to adjust again, allowing the body to do so. One more deep breath into the belly and an audible sigh if that feels good. Allowing the breath to resume to whatever feels most natural and easy. The feeling that you cultivated during your heart breathing exercise may linger. With your breath resuming its normal pace, in this moment, I invite you to bring broad awareness to whatever's happening in your heart at this moment, welcoming whatever is going on in your heart space as sensation, recognizing it as sensation or emotion or energy, or however you're experiencing it in this moment, and merely be the witness to that sensation in your heart. And knowing that there's nothing you need to remember from this yoga nidra practice, there's nothing that you can do that's wrong or right. There's no way to do this perfectly. It's simply just listening to the sound of my voice. And when your mind wanders, gently bringing it back to the sound of my voice, but also knowing that the mind will wander during yoga nidra, and you can just float. You can just allow it to do what it wants to. And sometimes you'll hear the words that I say, and sometimes they'll feel more distant. You don't need to try. You'll hear whatever you need to hear, and whatever is unnecessary will fall away. The love already exists within you. The love is your truest essence. Now we're going to begin with a specific sankalpa, which is your intention for the practice. And usually we each choose our own intention. But in this practice, we're going to use the same intention. And that is the recognition that we are each beings of love and light. And that is our truest essence. And so we're going to keep it very simple. And the sankalpa, or the intention for this practice, is simply the phrase, I am love. Very simple. I am love. So I invite you to begin repeating that phrase in your mind. And if there's some resistance, that's fine. If it doesn't feel natural, that's also fine. Just allowing the mind to just repeat the phrase, I am love. Allowing this intention, this statement of truth, to live in the altar of your heart. Even if it doesn't feel entirely true for you right now, it is the seed of the intention that we are planting. It doesn't have to feel entirely true, or even mostly true, or even a little bit true. It's just a seed that we're planting. And it's a seed of intention that, when watered, will bloom and be fruitful in your life. As we continue the Yoga Nidra practice, come back to the emotions and the sensations that arose when you imagined that which you loved more than anything else. Come back to that person or plant or animal. What is this thing that you love more than anything else? And if there are emotions or sensations in your heart, connecting and recognizing those sensations while you repeat, I am love. I am love. Now, releasing the words, and imagine that you can build a sanctuary, a calm, nurturing, warm, cozy place inside of your own awareness, inside of your own consciousness. So this is a scene that you're going to bring to life in your imagination, which is based on those feelings that arose. And if you didn't have strong feelings arise when I asked you to picture a person or an animal, that's okay. This is a practice, meaning that this will develop itself. So tune into a place or situation where you can feel the most alive and the most in love. And again, it might be in love with a person. It might be a sense of peace and belonging that you get, maybe when you're in a certain place in nature, or maybe if you're a religious person, maybe you feel a certain sense of peace in church or synagogue or the mosque. You know, wherever you get this calm sense of feeling nurtured or belonging. Some people feel that when they're by the ocean, some people in the forest, some people in a very special place in their own home. So just bringing to mind and using your senses to fill in all the details of your special place, your sanctuary, your cozy nest. You can fill the sanctuary with a person or people, or you might be on your own. You might have objects around you. You may have comforting pillows or blankets or, anything. You can have anything around you that you want. Use your imagination to the fullest. It might even be simpler than that, and there may just be certain colors or shapes around you that are comforting and nurturing. Maybe the color purple or red, whatever colors fill you with a sense of ease and calm. Noticing whether it's daytime or whether it's dusk or nighttime. What are the smells around you? What are the sounds you hear? What are the kinesthetic or touch sensations? Are there soft things? What's the temperature? And imagine the emotions you would feel in your body. Explore the emotions that you would feel in your sanctuary, that you are feeling in your sanctuary. Notice if there are physical sensations associated with those emotions in your body. Observing the physical sensations, welcoming the sensation as energy, noticing it may evoke pressure or heat or some other felt sense, and just witnessing this feeling of love or nurturing that already exists within you. And if this feeling of love or building your sanctuary is difficult to access, it's really fine. Like I said, this is a practice. We can't do it wrong or right. So just allowing it to be exactly how it is in this moment with no need to fix or change. Everything that occurs during this practice is natural and normal, and your job is to just simply witness whatever you're experiencing, whether by my suggestion or by whatever arises spontaneously. Again, repeating the sankalpa or intention, I am love. I am love. I and love. Now I invite you to witness experiencing your heart energy through the groundedness of your own body. Just feeling the sensation of body, head to toe as information. Feeling the presence of head, of arms, of chest, of belly. Feeling your back, feeling your pelvis, feeling your legs. Noticing that we're jumping quickly from body part to body part and just allowing your attention to move and rest on the body part that I'm naming. Don't have to think about it. It's just feeling the body part. Feel the entire front of the body. Feel your face, your chest, the front of your arms, the front of your pelvis, the front of your legs, and the tops of your feet. Welcoming it as sensation, recognizing it as sensation, and merely being the witness to the sensation of the front of the body. Now feeling the back side of the body, the back of the head, the back and shoulders, the spine, the low back, the back side of the pelvis, the back of the legs, all the way down to the back of the lower legs and the ankles and the bottoms of your feet. Simply welcoming, recognizing, and witnessing whatever occurs spontaneously. And if anything occurs that you don't want to work with right now, just going back to your sanctuary by evoking your senses, the colors and the smells and the safety and the sounds around you. Bringing your awareness back to your heart space now. Feeling the front side of the body, just the front side. Feeling the back side of the body, just the back of the body. And in this moment, being aware of the sensation of your entire body. Feeling the body as if it didn't have any kind of border or limit to it. Feeling that there's no real beginning or end of the energy body, and there's no real container. There's just energy. Sensations will come and go. Aware that sensations are changing. And they begin to reveal that which does not change, which is awareness itself. Tapping into your own innate awareness, finding your true nature, pure love, the essence of you and the essence of the universe. Discovering the love that exists within and never diminishes, no matter what events or circumstances occur outside. The love that abides within us is constant. Bringing your attention back to the energy that you feel in your own heart. remembering the soothing nature of your sanctuary, of your resting place, getting a sense of your surroundings again, allowing your whole being to rest even more fully in this nurturing place of love. Noticing your heart, noticing where in your body you feel the energy of your heart, all the ways that it can manifest, maybe through a pressure or a heartbeat or a heat or a tingling. Aware of any memories or images or sounds or words that may come into your mind. Everything is allowed, everything is welcome. Welcoming and recognizing and witnessing anything you're aware of in the moment. All is allowed. All is love. Again, repeating the intention and the knowing, I am love. Repeating it in your mind's eye several more times. I am love. Visualizing yourself as limitless bright white light. Breathing into your heart space. And as you breathe out, that bright white light expands bigger and bigger and bigger. Seeing as the outline of your body as a physical form gradually turns into light. And then the light, as you breathe out, emanates beyond what you think of as the boundary of your typical physical form. Breathing in the limitless light energy. Imagining that you are plugged in or filled up like a battery that never gets depleted, never diminishes. Knowing that you are simply love. You are a being of light. You have limitless energy and you have boundless love. You are serving the world with boundless love, with boundless energy. You are loving yourself and everyone with this boundless love. Sensing into all the ways that you are a gift. You are a gift to the world in your own unique form, with your own unique gifts. You are a manifestation of love. And the more you tune into your own authentic truth and your own authentic vibration, the more you can share that love, light, boundless energy with the world. And it's up to you. You can do that in whatever way you want, because you are a unique manifestation. No one exactly like you. And the more you tune into your own authentic frequency and truth, tuning in and allowing all the ways that that manifests for you, allowing all the things that you've maybe blocked, all the shadow forms that you've told yourself have not been allowed, recognizing that you really are just entirely love, and that all these stories and ways that you've tried to diminish yourself, you don't need them anymore. And that all the ways you have been critical and judgmental towards yourself, you can soften your own heart and allow all of it. Your heart is boundless, and it can hold anything. It can hold everything. The love always exists within you, and there's no way to lose it. There's no way to diminish it. It's always here. You are literally love itself. It requires no special circumstances. Love exists irrespective of time. Love is forever. You are still love whether you're having a bad day or a good day. You are still love if you make someone upset. The love is still there. Sometimes we're momentarily or for extended periods of time unaware of the love. But with practices like this Yoga Nidra, we can learn to uncover our own true essence regularly so that we recognize that we are just coming home. We're not creating anything new with this practice. We are just recognizing the truth of our own being. The more you practice becoming aware, the more you practice tuning into your own unique vibration, the more you will recognize the limitless energy that is already within your heart. You will find yourself fulfilling your own life's purpose, loving yourself in the world. You may choose to love the world and yourself through your passion, through your work, through raising children or grandchildren, through simply smiling as you walk down the road. You being in the world is enough. You are perfect just the way you are. In a moment, I'm going to count down from 5, and this will signal the end of our Yoga Nidra practice. Because of this practice of connecting to your own heart, you'll find loving yourself and the world more and more accessible, more and more natural, more profound, more subtle. So before coming to the end of the practice, come back to the feeling of your heart, whatever's here right now. Come back to the grounded feeling of being embodied as a human, a unique source of light and love in your own unique human form. Feel your hands and feel your feet. Feel the outline of your physical body, knowing that your energetic body expands outward much farther. Feel the sensation of your breath. Hear the sound of my voice and connect again with the feeling in your heart. Again, repeating the phrase, I am love. I am love. I am love. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. I would invite you to lie here as long as you need to. Many of you have been in a very deep state of consciousness. And so if you have things to do today, be careful that you take the time to slowly come back, fully embodied before you do anything like driving. Allowing yourself to slowly come back. If you have the time, even maybe gently just moving your body, maybe rocking from side to side or rolling onto your side, and just resting there and just tasting the deliciousness of being in a more relaxed body, being more connected to your own heart and your own spirit. Allowing yourself to very gently move back into a more awake state of consciousness. And with that, I bow to each one of you. I want to just express my gratitude that you're taking the time to connect with your own heart and your own being, because through these practices of coming into more and more self-love and more self-compassion, it's by doing that, only through self-compassion and only through loving ourselves can we eventually spread that love outward. When we judge ourselves, that will ultimately spread outwards, and we will see others as the other. We will see others as dangerous or the enemy. And the practices that we need right now are truly the practices that will connect and bring us together. And those are the heart practices. Those are the practices of self-love and self-compassion. So thank you. I have so much gratitude that you're spending this time learning how to more deeply recognize the truth of who you are. So grateful for each one of you. Take your time and have a beautiful day. Deep bow to you. Deep bow to you as a being of light, and you are truly made of love. Thank you. Have a great day.